Jared, and I'll be telling the story. The true story of the Three Little Pigs. Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do. But nobody knows the true story, because nobody's ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big, bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. It's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks probably think you were big and bad too. But as I was saying, the whole big, bad wolf thing is all wrong. The true story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Way back, and once upon a time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear sweet old granny's birthday. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. So I decided to walk down to my first neighbor's house to ask for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't the brightest either. He built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in their bright mind would build a house of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. And I didn't just want to barge in somebody else's house. So I called, little pig, are you in?" No answer. So I was about to go home without my cup of sugar for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake when my nose started to itch. I felt my cold coming on. I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed a great sneeze. And guess what? This guy's house fell down to a pile of straw. And in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. Now, I didn't just want to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw. So I did the only thing there was to do. I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there in the straw. My cold was feeling a little bit better now, and I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. So I decided to walk down to my next neighbor's house. Now, this neighbor was the first little pig's brother, and he was a little bit smarter, but not much. He built his house out of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. No answer. So I called, Mr. Pig, are you in?" And the second little pig said, "Go away, wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin. I just grabbed the doorknob. When my nose started to itch, I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed, and I snuffed, and I tried to cover my mouth. When I sneezed a great sneeze. And guess what? This guy's house fell down just like his brother's. And when the dust settled, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Now, you know food will spoil if you leave it out in the open, so I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was feeling awfully full now, but my cold was feeling a little bit better, and I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. So I decided to walk down to my final neighbor's house. Now, this neighbor was the first and second little pig's brother. He clearly was the brains of the family. He built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. So I called, Mr. Pig, are you in?" And do you know what that rude little porker answered? He said, "Go away, wolf. You can't come in." I mean, how rude. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar in there, and he wanted to give me one little cup for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. Then my nose started to itch. I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed, and I snuffed, and then the third little pig said, "Then your old granny can go sit on a pin." Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when someone talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. Of course, when the cops drove up, I was trying to break down this pig's door, and I was huffing and puffing and making a real scene. The news reporters found out about the other two little pigs I had for dinner, and they thought an old sick guy going to ask for a cup of sugar wasn't exciting enough, So they jazzed up the story with that whole huff and puff and blow your house down nonsense and made me the big bad wolf. That's it. That's the story. I was framed. But maybe you could lend me a cup of sugar? The end.